What's up, nerds? We are live from the city planet of Trantor. We are talking about Foundation. I am your host, Nine, and today I am joined with the Jedi Master Grayson himself. He is the uh, Braxis to my Prime Radiant. He is the Harry to my Selden, the Gaal to my Dornick, the Dynasty to my Genetic, if you would. And how you doing?
I am doing tip top, man. Love that intro. I'm happy. I'll be the forever empress to your empire, man. I'm ready to talk about this show. It's getting better and better every week. So excited to get into the Gal Pal crew.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, dang, is it called the Forever Empress or the Last Empress?
Man, I think that he said that
Let's see here.
she's a forever empress. I
Oh
think.
no, I think I named this wrong.
Fucked up.
Oh my, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm just gonna do a really quick check. Okay, it is the episode title is The Last Empress.
The
I
Last
am
Empress. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's an episode title. Got you.
Yeah, okay. All right. Just because I put it everywhere
Mhm.
already. And glad to see that we got a few people watching already.
What's up, guys?
Levon, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, we are on episode 8 of the season, and it is spicing up very good. I like everything that they're dropping into this thing. And we have been kind of doing it blocky and chopped up for the season, but think we'll be doing episode 8, 9, and 10 week by week. So make sure you tune in as we are, rounding out this incredible season of television. How you feeling? It was actually someone's birthday just
Oh,
recently,
who?
wasn't it?
Oh, who was it?
I don't know. Who was it?
uh, yeah, I did have a birthday a few days ago. Thanks for everybody who tuned into the live stream that we had going on before you two took it down. But we will be coming out with like a little, because we had ourselves a little 24-hour Batman marathon. We watched all the movies. We'll be putting together a little video and put it out, I guess, on Batman Day, which I think is September 16th or the 19th. Google seems confused about it. But we're going to try to make a video, just compile a video out of that craziness at some
That's
point.
a lot of footage that you got to look through.
Right, yeah. I think we got like 9 hours of footage. I'm going to comb through.
And
But it was fun.
I heard that Batman showed up.
Oh yeah, he did indeed. Oh man, he came through. He got nice and wasted, partied with the fellas. It was fun.
That's dope. That's dope.
The dark night came through.
It's a
It was
very
cool.
dark night, yeah. But continuing with the foundation, can you give us a little bit of where we're at in the story? I mean, it does start off pretty hot with our little older romance here.
Right.
Mhm.
I really like their relationship too. Like I thought it was just gonna be like a funny thing that first scene where we see them in bed together. I was like, oh, maybe they're both like sort of humane, and that's just like a character moment. But I didn't realize it was gonna have so much to do with the plot and this uncovering of the mystery of Demerzel's origin. So I really liked where all this was going. Him like catching her, snooping through Demerzel's quarters, and then him just having just a straight up psychological block where he's like, she's trying to probe him for more information. It's not like he doesn't want to give it to her. He just, like, every time he tries to think of like Demerzel's past, he can only reiterate the same phrase over and over again. It's that she has always been here and she always will be.
Yeah, that was so weird.
So creepy.
Yeah, like there's just no way for them to actually know what is actually going on in their mind or who's in control, really. If like, when did it start? When did the brainwashing start, or like the removal of memories start?
Right.
Yeah.
And that was always kind of a question in my mind of when she started and why is she like the only robot that's allowed to live. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but never I really didn't think that maybe that Demerzel was like running things or anything like that, or that she was in.
Okay.
And it seems like that's where we're gonna get behind the curtain in the next episode. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself as far as.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I just thought it was very interesting uh that this hasn't been kind of like elaborated before, or I guess there wouldn't have been a situation that they've encountered where they would have needed to audit their memories. But basically, this all started with Day taking too much control. But I
Mm.
also suspect that maybe Day is in the dark too, and there's some memories that are being wiped away from him as well.
Yeah, it definitely seems like uh well, yeah, because we got the memory scene where Dawn and Dusk were looking through their own memories and saw that there were some memories missing. Um but yeah, it wasn't until this episode that was like I started thinking like, oh, maybe Day is also missing memories. Maybe he is
Hmm.
just because I assume that he was pulling all the strings, but maybe Demerzel is pulling the strings, which
Right,
is even
right.
more frightening.
Yeah, yeah, and we come to find out that this is the episode title. If I want to talk about that for just a little
Mhm.
bit, because I thought the Last Empress was going to be a Last Jedi crossover. No, but I thought Last Empress would be talking
Ray
about.
who?
Right, right.
Demerzel
They
Skywalker.
fly now. Um, but that it would be talking about Princess Sareth.
Oh yeah.
But it's actually talking about uh, well, I thought there's something that was going to happen to Princess Sareth or
Hmm.
Queen Empress Sareth. Now I guess that's legit or official.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if like they've done her coronation, right? Like I guess they announced it and she is the Empress.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Or
assuming you had like that last moment where they had the announcement on the balcony. That was when she was like official
right.
or yeah. I'm getting the
Hmm.
timeline a little mixed up. Yeah.
There might still be like a wedding or something that still needs to happen. But I thought like something was going to happen to her, and then like that would be she was going to die, and then she would
Right.
be like the last empress.
Hmm.
But we come to find out by the end of the episode is that the last empress is actually referring to Demrizel,
Hmm.
and that she was basically kind of like really the true heir of the first Cleon because she's been able to carry on his legacy this whole time while all these other people, all these other Cleons that came down from the genetic dynasty are, they're getting their brainwashed. So,
Right. Yeah. And that would even make sense now I'm thinking about it. The scene earlier in the season where Dawn and Dusk go to get counsel from Cleon the First, and he kind of looks down on him and he's like, "Man, I don't even like y'all."
mm-hmm,
And it makes
mm-hmm,
much more sense that he's like if Cleon the First is like, Demerzel is the only one that I fuck with, and I want to make sure that she keeps the rest of y'all in check. So
mm-hmm,
it would make sense that he looks down on him in this sense. The only person he does really respect is Demerzel, uh,
mm-hmm.
because they're the only ones who understand the long game of this weird controlling plan that they have.
Right, exactly, exactly. But let's get back to the beginning of the episode because that
Yeah.
links in right there. We have that.
Has been.
The time for ambiguity has passed, old friend. Demerzel is a robot. The last surviving robot in the galaxy, and yet she sits as handmaiden to Empire.
Uh, and then he repeats the phrase.
What is her real purpose?
She will always be here, as she always has been.
And that is different than just erasure, right?
Hmm.
Because that is an implanted, you can only say this thing.
Yeah.
And you could see like he's getting so frustrated because that's the only thing he can access or say about Demerzel. Please
Yeah.
let us know if you guys are watching. Let us know what you think. If you're into the show, stop in, say hi or whatever. Hit that like button as well. But yeah, that sounds like hell, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And his performance was really good in that too, because you could, like you said, you can see his struggle in his face as he's like, when he repeats it, he's like, I'm not trying to say this right now, but this is the only thing that I can say.
Yeah, like it's like space Alzheimer's almost, or like
Yeah,
space
yeah.
dementia or whatever.
Yeah.
Which you definitely do not want. You don't want a case of space dementia.
Yeah. Oh,
Trust me.
yes. It's much worse than normal dementia, as
It
we can
is
see.
much worse. Much worse. Um and they start to look at the big what do you call this thing?
Oh, like the
Um
mural,
the
the
big
moving
mural,
mural or
the
whatever.
moving mural, the chroma, living chroma
Yeah.
mural, and start to give a breakdown of what happened. And
Mhm.
I think this is one of the first times in the show, definitely brainwashed, absolutely. I think this is the first time in the show that they have mentioned the laws of robotics.
Right,
And
which I loved.
right, and let's see here. He talks about how they were more human. Okay, right here. I'll talk about this
Which should not have been possible.
right here.
Emperor Benephos was slaughtered at the hands of a robot. The first law of robotics was circumvented, which should not have been possible.
Okay, so first law of robotics, you cannot do harm against a human,
Right.
right? Yeah, and are you going to look up the other laws really quick?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking.
Okay, because now I'm just like, all right. And then I
Uh,
think,
a robot
okay,
may
go
not
ahead.
injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So it's very uh each law is feeding the other kind of thing to
Mhm.
have that concrete, all right, no one's gonna go Blade Runner, right?
Right. Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Exactly. Exactly. And they always do go Blade Runner.
They
Like,
always do.
yeah. Like you always set up these laws to make a compelling story of how they're broken.
Right, yeah.
And what I find most compelling about it is that it's not just like that typical war of the machines thing that we typically see. It
Mhm.
is, uh, yeah, right here, robots against robots.
Robots.
Mhm.
Robots against man. We eventually won, and the robots were eradicated.
So like they're picking sides. Like there's a lot of different aspects that were going on. And I would love to see like any type of flashback or like a whole episode just kind of like chronologically like what
Yeah.
happened there. Something in the vein of like how we had Selden's flashback. I think that would be great.
Yeah,
Um
that would be rad. It has something like when they had the flashback to the Mandalorian genocide or whatever in the Mandalorian. Just like it's a couple of scenes where you see how awful it was, but you don't have to have a whole robot war episode, because I'm sure that'll be expensive as hell.
yeah, that probably would be. Yeah.
But
Demerzel looks expensive.
right. uh but yeah, I would love to see them dive into this, and just like my nerd ears just perked up when they mentioned this, because the three laws of robotics are just like one of those things that you hear about in sci-fi for a really long time. Like I
Mhm.
think they mentioned the three laws in like Futurama episodes, so it's
Right.
always just like this staple of sci-fi rules that I always thought was cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Sorry, robotics. And if I just sorry, I watched this episode
No,
only once. But yeah, they notice in that living chroma, which I thought it was an interesting detail, because they have already pointed out before that this green is a mark of betrayal. Like when it's around the neck, I think it was one of the other emperors, maybe someone that actually came before the Cleons that had a uh, uh, what is it? The like emperors, like he did something wrong or some type of blasphemous shit, and like he was a traitor.
He was a traitor. That's what it was. That's why they added the thing. Yeah,
he had that same like little green stroke on his neck, which is interesting because they add that to the depiction of like the robot or the android here, and it wouldn't make sense to do that for the robotics, but then also it's not moving.
Right. That was a part that I thought was really interesting.
Excuse me, Empire.
But they're, let's see here.
Chorma is activated by proximity of the viewer, so from where we stand,
none should be still.
But yet they are still.
But they are.
We know that there's some fuckery afoot.
Yeah, I thought that was a clever way to hide something, because who's gonna notice that? Oh, this piece of the wall isn't moving because everything's moving so slightly anyway.
Right.
But for them to notice it because they're so familiar with the history of the living chroma and just the properties of it. It's a really cool way for these two people to be the ones to notice.
Right, because she's the one who like gifted him the hues that he like busted a nut over when it or like
right, exactly.
Probably like the only gift that like an emperor was like, or one of the Cleons was like, oh shit, I needed these,
right?
These pellets.
Yeah, what do you give the man who has everything? More
atomic ashtray.
Yeah,
ridiculous. And we catch up with Magneto, the Gaal pals. Yeah. Magneto, Xavier. And this gets crazy. This gets pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because
all the mind fuckery.
Yeah. I was like, maybe Gaal can like overcome it. She's going to be kind of like maybe a little bit Mary Sue-ish, and she's going to overcome. But no, this chick right here is like leagues ahead.
Yeah,
leagues ahead of like any other supernatural ability that Gaal has like either employed or used in any of the series so far.
Yeah, she's definitely been like the. I don't know. Yeah, she's like the big boss, badass of this season. And I really like how just sort of formidable she has been as a character. And I feel like after Gaal, however Gaal and Salvor find a way out of this, is really going to help strengthen both of their powers and the understanding of their powers a lot more. Like I think this is going to be a really cool cornerstone for their characters and how they're going to move forward. After overcoming this threat. I don't know how they're going to do it because like you said, she seems super strong, but
yeah. And finally we kind of get like full confirmation that Harry died in that tub.
Right. Yeah.
In the pool.
Yeah.
During Adult Swim. And let's see here. What was I going to say? But yeah, like she thinks that she is on the beach talking to her, but she's actually
their muzzles
completely trapped in a hole.
Yeah.
And they have these type of, I don't know, like frequency devices that are able to block out any of her mental frequencies. And she's not able to do her mindy whiny stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of lacking on like my vocabulary today.
No, you're good. It's funny, like when they had mentioned the dishes, like it's like, oh, you see those dishes? I had like flashbacks to like my mom was like, "You see them dishes? Now why are they still dirty? Like why are
Right.
you
Right.
like
Yeah.
dishes?"
Yeah, she's hanging them dishes over your head for sure.
So I've had dishes hung over my head too, Gail.
And let's see here. So they're trapped, and come to find out that Salvor Hardin is also trapped. So she did not die in the pool. Again, they're the which you know the rules of three, right? If you got one person in the pool at the end of an episode, and then the next episode you got a second person drowning in the pool. Then on that third episode, you gotta have someone else just like get in there. There's the rule of three, you know what I mean?
Rule 3, you gotta do it. Maybe we'll see Tellum in the pool before the season's over.
That'll be good. Yeah, there's got to be one other person that's in the pool. And we move on from that to the execution. And I was like, fuck, this scene was really good just because I did not think that they were going to jump straight to that execution with the with Constance and Polly. I thought there would be some more like deliberation, but no. Very next time that we see them, since their little meeting with the Emperor with Day, is they are literally on the execution dais. And it is pretty crazy.
It looked pretty great too. Like I like the way they comped in just like this platform area into this space where it looks like they're, you know, I don't know, 80 feet up in the air or whatever. Like it looks super cool.
Like how did you guys get up there, to be honest?
I don't see like an elevator.
Right. Let's see here. And now let's see. Just want to make sure I find the right clip. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about the show, of course, is that it doesn't really waste time with the in-betweens. Just because we already know that there's so much going on. There's a lot of plot lines, a lot of people that we're following. So it really only becomes necessary to do that for the setup to the next thing, for like there to be like deliberation, or if it's like, you know, rule of cool stuff where we're just gonna show this because it's awesome.
Right.
Let me see if I can find that. Let's see here. You got any
while you're looking, I will say one thing that I just to go to your point about just the pacing of the show. Me and my brother watched Harlem Nights today, and I really like that movie, but one of the funny things about it is that some of the scenes like last a little bit too long. Like there's like 10 scenes in that movie where it's like you could cut maybe 20 seconds out of that of just like someone crossing from this side of the room to this side of the room or whatever. Just little things. And I feel like this show is cut down to the bone. Like they make sure that everything that is necessary stays in there. And any kind of fat, they trim it off just so they can keep the story moving as fast as possible and get as much stuff in as they can. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I don't know why I'm like so scattered today, but well, how about I just cut this because I do want to get your thoughts about the Ring of Death here.
The Ring of Death, such a cool way to execute someone.
In retribution.
That guy like oh god damn.
Now these are her dads, right?
Yeah.
Because at first when they said that in like one of the first episodes, I thought it was like a religious thing. She's like, oh, father, yeah, whatever, father, brother, sister, we're all family in this religion. But no, I was like, okay, no, those are your actual dads. My bad.
Yeah. And and you're my brother. Call you brother. You have two dads. This is the future that the liberals want.
Right.
And I'm all in on that shit. But yeah, it was a bold move to like...
Tucker Carlson hates Brother Constant, I tell you that.
Right. It was a bold move to live stream that to the whole entire galaxy.
Yeah,
to be
that's
honest.
it was very,
Be-
very much a day move. It was like, oh yeah, we're showing everybody this shit.
right, instead of him just like doing it quietly. Um, and I think it's just a weird move just because he knows that there is it's only going to take a little bit of push, right,
Hmm.
for them to get things popping off. So I felt like this motherfucker just would never change,
Yeah.
or like, because at first I was like, okay, maybe this is part of his like plan, or like
Hmm.
he's doing a long game here. But no, it's just he has all of those same weaknesses that all of the day Cleons have, right? And
Yeah.
they're wanting to put it all in their enemies' faces.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good point because Cleon, or this Cleon, this day, thinks that he's like got the cheat code because he read Harry Seldon's books, but he's not actually changing anything about his hubris or his actions really, other than just being like, oh, I read the book, so I'll
Right.
be able to see it coming, and I'll like
Yeah.
turn left instead of right.
Right.
But
And
he's yeah.
he thinks he's an outlier, right? He thinks he's an
Right.
outlier, but
Mhm.
he's not.
Yeah.
He is fucking not at all.
Exactly. Yeah, he thinks he's an outlier. Perfect way to put it.
He doesn't know that he's playing into Selden's hands.
Right. Congratulations. You played yourself.
And when he puts that thing on Constance, I was genuinely pretty worried,
Yeah.
because I really, really love her character.
Me too.
And
Mhm.
kind of like the relationship with her. I've been raving about that odd couple with her and Polly
Yeah.
this whole time. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, in this scene, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna kill her off, because if they do, then I hope shit pops off.
Right.
Like, I would literally, like, for this character, I would literally go for war, because she is just so
Yeah.
sweet and like cool,
And
right?
the way that they were setting it up, it kind of seemed like this was gonna, especially when she was praying, it made it seem like, okay, this is gonna be her martyr moment. This is gonna be the moment after they kill
Right.
her. It's gonna really ignite. It's gonna be the spark that lights the fire that will ignite the revolution.
Yeah. The Last Empress.
Oh
But
man, not to shit on Star
yeah,
Wars this whole stream, but no, yeah, I thought it was gonna be that inciting incident, but it was a different inciting incident, which
mhm,
I did not expect happening at all. Because
mhm.
like, who could like you didn't expect
We'll
someone to
get to it.
literally pop up out of thin air to
We'll
save her.
get to that. But
Sorry,
the thing
sorry.
is that we because we know that Hober Mallow is supposed to become this ruthless person. I was like, okay, if Constance dies here, then I get it. This will be the shift that makes it happen, right?
Right,
Where he
yeah.
really wreaks destruction upon the Empire.
Yeah.
And really, again, love these holograms, how they look.
Yeah. It looked rad.
And let's see here. This is when things are like really popping off here.
Empire!
What?
And I really, really love that, because this is it right here.
Empire!
What?
People get sucked backwards.
Yeah.
And then blows out, because this motherfucker is actually creating a vacuum in space and
Yeah.
then appearing and pushing that space back out. It is so cool. I think it's so well done. And I saw the scene and I was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like, I don't know, like, whatever quantum physics or
Mhm.
the whatever the science behind it, but I was like, that is a good representation of like how that technology would work.
Yeah.
And especially, I think we see them take off quite a bit, but we really don't see them like what the effects of like just appearing like that in an
Right.
atmosphere
Exactly.
would
Yeah.
do either. Like I thought it was just going to be like these whisper ships can get from point A to point B, like right outside, like planet's atmosphere,
Mhm.
but it is right on your doorstep, motherfucker. Like we're here, bro. Like that is so crazy.
Yeah. And like you would see, to your point, like just the way that they included the science of how it would affect the atmosphere when it appears there.
Mhm.
I feel like if it were in a lesser show, a lesser sci-fi show, it would just appear and like
Right.
everyone was just like, ah. But like the
Mhm.
fact that it does have that suction
Mhm.
of from the ship about to appear. And I love Demerzel's reaction because you can sense that she could like
Figured
feel the
something
atmosphere start
out.
to
Yeah,
change.
she was like, "What the?" Yeah,
Yeah, she's like, whoa, that's not supposed to happen.
yeah. Like, what was she? She was like, "What is going
Yeah.
on?"
It's like, anybody else
She's
have to
looking
sneeze? Is
around.
that
Yeah, yeah.
So it feels weird.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty crazy. Let me just watch that one more time, actually.
Empire!
What?
Really just love that so much. And the broadcast cuts out and it is wartime right here. Thought it was like, this is the reason why you shouldn't have broadcasted it everywhere,
Yeah.
because you know what they have.
Yeah.
You know that they can get there right away. So why are you playing these games, my guy?
Yeah, man, he's just the hubris of Day. It's like, yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen. They wouldn't dare to infringe upon us. And
Right.
it's very cool that it's really just one guy. Homer Mallow didn't show up with the army. It's
Mhm.
just him by himself.
Mhm.
And he gets it done. He doesn't fully complete his whole like all his objectives, I guess, because he doesn't get a
Mhm.
chance to save Polly. Unfortunately, Becky takes a L, which is
Yeah, the
unfortunate.
description for this video, this live, is just Becky, no. Becky, no.
R.I.P. Becky. She was great.
R.I.P. R.I.P. And I thought it was pretty interesting because look at this punk ass motherfucker, bro. Yeah,
I
but
like this
like,
moment so much.
Let me up.
Your aura was damaged by the ship's gravitational pulse.
Get off!
he doesn't know though. He really thinks he got this.
Right.
Like he really, really is like, if there was just two more people there on the
Oh, yeah.
opposition, you'll be done.
Dunzo.
It'll be
Yeah.
done. It'll be over.
Yeah, if
for
Homer
the
just had
Empire.
one homie, it
Mhm.
would have been it would have been over for Day.
Homie Mallow.
Homie Mallow.
Homie Mallow, man. Gotta slide through. Whisper in.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and just loving his character even more. Like he's becoming the Jack Sparrow of space for me. Like I really do this character.
Okay. Yeah. Let this be the day that you almost caught Homer and Constance. But this looks so painful. Like, look at this thing.
Right?
Just like it, because that just implies that it was right there.
Yeah.
Like it happened and then it just stopped. Like it very, like literally by the razor's edge. It was
horrifying
right there. Very horrifying. Because I feel like with that, like it would just be such a clean cut where like you would be like blinking for like
right. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you wouldn't even realize you're dead until you see your feet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're just still trying to pick your head up.
Like Billy the Zombie from Hocus Pocus. Just like,
right, yeah. Are you a One Piece fan?
I am not. I haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, that's I love One Piece. I actually binged all of that over the weekend.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The live action.
Yeah, the live action. Yeah, I've heard mixed things. But you enjoyed it? The live
Yeah,
action?
I think I'm curious to know like what outside perspective is, just because like I'm a big fan of
Mhm.
One Piece, so like I've been like when I was in middle school, I started reading it, and like I've got all of the volumes. I actually have all of the volumes that they covered in this the season one.
Mhm.
Um, so like just seeing it in live action and not them like completely fucking it up was I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. Definitely
That's
have some gripes and stuff, but I thought
mhm.
it was awesome.
That's rad because
Hmm.
the Netflix doesn't have a good track record with adapting
Anime.
these in anime. But if you're like the fact that you didn't say, oh, it's terrible, uh
Yeah.
makes me want to check it out. I'm kind of for a social experiment. I want to watch that before I watch the anime.
Yeah.
See, because this is
Yeah,
one of those ones
I
that's
would
been on my
actually
list for
recommend just
forever.
like reading, like I think you could get like free scans online, and just
Mhm.
reading through that. Uh,
Okay.
just because the anime is just so. If you wanted to catch up with the anime, I
Mhm.
think someone said it's watching it 17 days straight.
Oh, geez.
Like
Yeah,
that's
because
how
there's like
much anime.
170 episodes or something like that, right?
There's 1,000
Oh, 1,000.
episodes.
Jesus. Okay.
Yes, there's a
Well.
thousand episodes, and I gotta say the first like East Blue arc in the anime, I mean that like was animated in 99 2000,
Okay.
and it is not very good.
Yeah.
It's not very good,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is like they're really trying to stretch out the runtime, but
Mhm.
uh oh, I mentioned One Piece because head falls off. Buggy the clown, but I guess you wouldn't know about that. It's just a dude that could like detach all his limbs and he could take his head off and stuff.
Okay.
But
In a couple weeks, I'm gonna be watching One Piece and be like, "Oh, now I was talking about this guy."
uh this is awesome. Hobart is doing his best and taking people out, and then he gets a little bit of a reinforcement here.
Good girl, Becky! Oh, come on.
I just love that.
He's like, "Oh, fuck."
Right. That's
Becky with
just
the
like
assist.
my bank account, rent due. It's just meme potential there. And we'll be checking in on the Reddit later for the meme updates.
Ooh.
But
Are there a lot of, is it meme heavy in the Foundation Reddit?
I mean, I only check it once a week when we do these, so
Okay.
I'm excited to see what the memes are. I'm excited. Let's see what the community's got for us. Uh, but this was awesome, and I guess I didn't realize that Becky was the creature that we see in season one from like 100 years ago.
Right.
And what has happened is that
Mhm.
on Terminus, they have learned how to domesticate those animals.
Right,
And
which is
so I
such
was
a
like, oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
I
That is
only
so
noticed
cool.
I only noticed it because I watched some behind the scenes thing where David Goyer was talking about it. But
Mm,
yeah, it's a very cool idea that these sort of vicious creatures from the first season that they
mhm,
also established aren't just mindless creatures. They also established that they're not just gonna attack and kill for the sake of killing.
mhm.
Um that that they're actually able to be domesticated in the second season. You can see the progression of all the living
Exactly.
things on this planet.
Right, exactly. And what was I gonna say? Oh, we had 10 people on watching, and yeah, if you're a Foundation fan, smash that thing like Becky, and hit that like button, say hi, say hello, let us know what's up, how you feel about Deathy here. I just like to see this motherfucker scared.
Yeah.
It brings me much joy.
There's
And
not a lot of vulnerability with this character, yeah, so it's good to see him.
exactly. And let's see here. Eh,
And weirdly,
sorry,
later,
everybody.
even after this, when he's talking to Polly, he still has the same amount of hubris. Like nothing happened to him. Like he's still such
Right.
an asshole. He's not even have like
So
a moment of, man, I almost died today. It's like
right,
you're a
exactly.
piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He really thinks he still has it all under control.
Yeah, eating his goddamn apple.
Yeah. Good, yeah.
Which I saw this. There's this video, this movie on Netflix where they talk about just like different tropes in movies. And one of the tropes they talked about was when you see a character eating an apple, is basically just like a visual signifier that this character is like, you know, is laissez-faire. It's like they don't have a care in the world. And ever since I saw that, now I'm just every time I see somebody eating an apple in a movie or TV show, I was like, oh, okay. All right, director, you think you're clever.
Okay.
I see what you're doing there.
Right. Reminds me of you ever seen Dennis the Menace?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The one creepy dude with the
Oh my gosh. Probably my favorite Christopher Lloyd performance. Because it's just
so creepy.
It doesn't look like him at all. Like,
Right.
so gross.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this Dennis the Menace apple.
Man, I think I watched that like a few months ago with my brother and my mom. We was like, this
I haven't
movie's
seen
so
it in
good.
so long. You kind of just like when you brought that up, I just had like a vision of him.
Yeah.
Just like unlocked the memory a little bit there. Damn, this movie's so old. I can't even find like a.
And this, oh man, this character is just so creepy too. Because this is a scene where he's like basically hitting on a child too. Like he's trying to lure a child away.
And what happens is he like just he turns out to be just kind of like a decent guy or whatever. He's not a weird. Is he weird in it or?
I think he's weird the whole time, but just like he gets caught by the cops because Dennis. I think just Dennis.
Oh god.
I forget. Oh man, I forget how this ends.
Yeah,
Dennis fucks him up.
Like what he does.
And I think,
but yeah, that is
yeah.
That's
sorry.
Day. That's
Check out
day.
our Dennis the Menace podcast.
You're right.
Let's go. Come on.
It even looks like Lee. I mean, it looks like a Day is kind of sad too. It's like, oh man.
It's just like, yeah. I mean, that was just like his death right there.
Man, so inches from death. This is the second time he's almost died in this season, and in this weird time after he wants to get rid of the genetic dynasty.
Right.
So it's
He's
interesting.
Been through it. And then they jump right away, get out of the atmosphere. And these guys are cooking something up. We got the Paulson couple.
Yeah, Mr. and Mr. Paulson.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's going to know what that joke is.
You have to go back and watch every episode of us covering Foundation.
Right, exactly. You watch all of our 3-hour streams and then you'll know our jokes. Let's see here. Yeah, they're
fit on that balcony. Mallow did prove one thing though. Empire can be touched.
He's like, oh shit, that's right. Like, we're gonna have to be making some decisions pretty soon here.
Yeah, man.
So I wonder if these guys are going to make a play, or I almost feel like there's a little bit of deception that might be going on here too, or not deception, but what if this guy, young dude, wants to make a play and he doesn't feel that it's right and needs to stop him?
Right.
I feel like there would be some pretty tragic shit going on there where he has to like kind of kill him for like the greater good because he knows that some shit's going to pop off.
yeah, this show is dark like that. I could see them doing something awful like that. Because later on, we do see that they meet. They're gonna have to end up meeting up with our heroes, so they could have a decision to make next episode where they're, young dude could decide to side with Hober and be like, hey, we need to help them, and that causes this conflict between him and his lover, because we've seen that's been a thing pretty much the whole season between them. Him trying to drag him along. It's like, hey, we can't be stagnant. We can't keep working for the Empire.
Right.
It all sucks. Everything sucks.
He also like has seen so much shit in his past, and he does seem like a dude that would like to maintain like innocence or like peace for like because he knows that like if things go down, like all the poor, all of the weak, they're going to be the first ones to suffer while we're getting this shit settled out. And when he's talking about like how all of the like rapists are kings now or whatever, I'm like, geez, he does not want that shit to happen again.
He feels like an overwhelming force. It's like there's nothing that we can really do. We just might as well go along. But maybe this is just like the planting the seed of, maybe there is something we can do. Maybe someone can touch the Empire. So that's
right.
A lot of questions to be answered.
A lot of questions. I feel like I don't even know what to call this segment. I'm trying to do timestamps so it becomes easier for people on the rewatch just to like go to the parts. What would we call this where they're back? Aftermath, I guess. I'll just
execution aftermath.
Shady aftermath.
One of these fucking nanobots got to start working.
It's like, Joe, bro, come on. You didn't even get like clawed up. You just fell down, motherfucker. Literally.
I will.
Day! The worlds are watching. We must move swiftly and decisively.
You used to laugh at me, Brother Dusk.
Said Selden was a ghost story. Yeah. I mean, I can understand his sentiment there. Especially if he felt like nobody else's brothers were taking it seriously, or like people before him weren't taking it seriously.
He's clearly the one who's taking it the most seriously, even though we like we mentioned, not as seriously as he probably should.
Right. He's not willing to work with his brothers now that he's taken seriously. Let's just see here.
You said Selden was a ghost story. A child's fantasy.
What?
Why are you bringing up old shit?
What?
What? No, really. Those nanobots are not working, bro.
An apology? This was an act of war! We must answer in kind.
So, well, what does he mean by what war, though? Let me see here.
War. What war? If it comes to violence, we will destroy them utterly.
Yeah, so he's completely cocky right now.
Yeah. So ain't gonna be no fight. It's gonna be 2 hits. I hit them and they hit the flow.
Right. Let's see here. And yeah, so he makes the decision that he will be going on just a mission to Terminus. He wants to pull up on these motherfuckers and be like, say it to my face, right? Like, say it to my goddamn face.
It seems like a very dumb decision for Hober Mallow to go back. So after you pull a heist, don't go back home if the cops know who you are.
Right. Yeah.
House, whatever that is.
Let's see here. But then I like this right here.
Trantor is yours until I return.
You have the con number 1.
And then, all right.
Keep her safe.
He's like, oh, I will. I will be. Yeah, I'll keep Shawty real safe.
He has to stop himself from licking his lips and shit.
He's just like, okay. All right, okay.
Ready my shuttle. Bring me the High Cleric. He's coming. And prepare.
What is the Rubicon? Is that the warship?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
The Rubicon? Okay.
Yeah, which is a sweet ass ship. Like I really like the design of it when they showed it in the first season, and like the little ship that goes up to the big ship. Yes,
spinning ball.
Yeah.
It's like kind of creating just like a super massive. I don't know. It's just like spinning so much it becomes more massive.
It creates a black hole or something.
Yeah, like so that it like kind of spins up space or whatever.
That's so fucking cool.
It's really cool. It's really cool, guys.
Kind of looks like a mouse I used to own, where like the ball's on the outside.
The balls on the outside. I'm trying to think. Let's see here. I'm just trying to. Okay, yeah.
Going back to Soldier Boy, Tellum.
Just a little bit more of the aftermath here is because Sarah is trying to think of some plans and get this all taken care of. Because she recognizes that Day is going to be always a problem, and that she will never be actually an empress, right?
Right.
And old girl's trying to tell her to chill out. And she's like, no, I'm the queen. Right?
Oh, sounds like.
Oh, sorry. But anyway.
And I like that, you know, this, what's her name? Her homegirl was like, I noticed, you know, so you're fucking Dawn, right?
Yeah.
Or you're about to. And Sarah's on her. Fuck you. I do what I want.
Yeah. And it's funny because like Day is literally the only one that's not getting pussy then. Because
oh yeah. Yes.
And then it's just like right in the middle. But he's got Demerzel, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. He's, even though it's not organic, it's
Salvor in the Pit is what we're going to call this section here.
Yeah, back to my baby girl, Salvor.
And I gotta say that I am no longer asking. Hit that like button. Say something in the comments. Or else you
otherwise.
What you rocking there? What you got?
No, just another fake gun. Even though
yours is fake?
Oh yes.
I feel bad.
I don't play no games around here.
But yeah, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button. Hit that goddamn say something in the comments. Say hi, say hello, say you like the show.
Please do. Give us thoughts on the Gal Pals, you know?
Give us thoughts on the Gal Pals.
We can't be the only ones obsessed with the Gal Pals over here.
Right. Right. And they got them down here. And what should we call this? Buffalo Bill? down home. Or else he gets the hose again.
I did like this very neatly folded up little food thing.
Bay leaves.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks nutritious.
Yeah, delicious.
All right. It's pretty good. And let's see here.
You're in here. Let me worry about that. Go. And whatever you do, try to forget about this.
Yeah, but this kid basically just says that Gaal is going to be prepped for a ceremony.
Yeah, the
Right?
table. The
Mhm.
ominous table ceremony.
And I'm going to be honest. Just 1 second. I'm going to be honest and say that the first 30 minutes of this are like just like crazy shit is happening.
Mhm.
But then the last 30 minutes is much slower. I mean, still crazy reveals or whatever, but it does feel more like, okay, setting things up, setting the landscape for what's about to happen for these last 2 episodes of the season. And it's very exciting, I would say.
Yeah, most definitely. Like after the escape, after the execution, things slowed down a little bit. It's like, all right, let's contemplate what's happening. Let's contemplate the aftermath of everything, and sort of set up what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes.
The pieces are moving. The pieces are definitely moving. And then I think there's also a bit of a crazy reveal.
Right.
Because I was wondering how this is all going to line up. But we come to find out that things are not told as linearly as we thought they were.
This is cool as fuck.
And we find out, or Salvor's in the hole. She realizes that she has the Prime Radiant on her, which I'm a bit confused about. Right? Or was it just me?
I don't remember. Okay, so this is the copy of the Prime Radiant, right? The one that she got like
No, I thought that was the Prime Radiant.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, wait. Okay, yeah, I'm a little confused now too. Because there was a copy, but who ended up with the copy?
Because let's see here. All right, he's about to explain it right now.
Then has what appears to be a duplicate Radiant, but in truth there's only one, and we both have it.
So I'm confused. I'm very confused. I want someone to like explain this to me because when did she get it?
No.
In 2 places.
When did she get it, homie?
I wanna say I remember when she got it, because it wasn't shortly after Harry gets his real body, or shortly before Harry gets his real body. Like when they go into that cave and they explain that there are 2 different Prime Radiants because of the Tesseract thing, where they
or whatever, super positioning and shit.
Yeah,
but I thought, okay, go ahead.
But no, I mean that's all. Like I vaguely remember, I vaguely remember her getting it at that point, but I don't. Yeah, I when this happened, I was just like, okay, yeah, all right, maybe I missed something. Like I just kind of like said yes.
I'm gonna have to go back, see if I can piece that together. But she opens the Radiant, and but we do know that like, well, what she's doing right now was connecting to the vault, basically.
Right.
She can't talk to the Selden that just died, but she knows that there's a Selden still in the vault. So she is going to be asking him for help on getting out of there. Now, I love this scene a lot, actually, because the Selden that we've been hanging out with on Ignis has been telling them that we cannot like talk to or like connect to the vault, because if there's another Selden there, we do not want him knowing about what we're doing. And the reason why is because he knows himself. And immediately when Salvor gets to the vault, or gets into the vault and meets this Harry on Terminus. Sorry, this show is fucking crazy. But are you still with me here? But the moment that she gets into the vault, that Harry on Terminus literally just starts pontificating exactly the way that Ignis Harry told us that he would, and rapidly starts coming to these conclusions. Let's see if I can play this part.
Right.
You're suggesting it serves as a kind of quantum portal into the vault. Well, that makes sense. It's a single quantum system existing in a state of superposition.
Like, I really like that because it's just so quickly pontificating, figuring things out. His mind's working, and he's just using deduction to figure out what is happening.
Yeah.
And let's see here if I can. And there's a really funny line here. So I just really like to play this just because it's so...
Design, but to what purpose? Why, before I died, would I withhold information so useful to the only...
I just like his energy in the scene. It's just like, oh my god, he's just like figuring it out.
I'm not the only copy. Am I?
There is another.
Yeah, his performance is great, and I also love Salvor just like not wanting to tell him anything. He's like, I don't know if I should tell you. He's like, I'm pretty smart. I'll figure it out. Give me
right, yeah. Let's see here. And he just keeps on figuring things out. He just keeps on like just piecing
The trouble
together.
of creating a backup is that.
And I love that like they place him here. Again, the cinematography on the show is great because and we talked about this again for like Ahsoka or like all of the Disney Plus stuff. It doesn't seem like they're putting their foot into the cinematography. They're not letting us, you know, our eyes do a lot of the visual like, you know, thinking there. Just you know,
not
like,
a lot of great visual storytelling or interesting blocking or anything like that.
Right. But I see this and he's talking about copies and like different versions of himself. And so he walks up to this like infinity mirror and it's telling the story visually too. And I really appreciate that type of stuff.
Really thoughtful composition. Just like they really thought about the way that they place the camera, place the actors, and it's like, oh, how can we reinforce what they're saying in the dialogue with the visuals? Like
exactly. And I feel like a lot of Ahsoka hasn't been really doing that for me, especially since they have been, because it's supposed to be like that samurai element to Ahsoka.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you're pulling it off sometimes, but you're not like literally just rip off a bunch of like Japanese filmmaking styles,
right?
And that would look sick,
so awesome.
If really cool if you just kind of like put some you know, pizzazz, or not making it so like cookie cutter where I'm like, okay, I know that I'm watching a Disney Plus show because these shots are very boring.
This is very over the shoulder shot, wide shot. Like
right, exactly.
You can set your watch to the composition on Ahsoka.
Exactly. Nothing really exciting happening with the camera work, I should say.
Oh, that's very clever.
Maybe that's a little pat on the back for the cinematography. Oh, that's very clever. Sorry.
And I love this because it is very Matrix architect like level of what is it, like Matrix architect level of like pontificating. A lot of therefore vis-a-vis there we go like type of things, but then he like breaks out with this.
I don't. And if we approach all this as one great big experiment, which it kind of is, then that would make this foundation the control group.
So he's like figuring it out. He's like, okay, so if I'm the control group, okay.
It's like, fuck. I'm the left hand. I love that.
That is the part that I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I want to play it, but like this whole scene or his whole monologue here is so
Kept
good.
in the dark. A left hand, blissfully unaware of what the right hand is doing. Fuck. On the left hand.
It's just so good. It's just like really like again, it's just like very deep cerebral, and then fuck. Hold on. Am I the bitch in this situation? Am I the bottom bitch in this situation? Hold on.
Oh, that's
I'm the
great.
left hand, aren't I? Like he just instantly, I don't know, he just pieced it all together. Which I thought would then lead to like Selden's worries that of why he wanted to keep them separate is because he wanted to avoid any conflict with the First Foundation.
Mm.
But this Selden actually seems to be very open to like being kept out of the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Kept in the dark.
Kept in the dark, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't, he like realizes the plot and he's like, I shouldn't know anything about this, actually.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is not good. Right.
Yeah, at least he does have that awareness.
Right. But yeah, actually, let me play that again because that's hilarious.
Kept in the dark. A left hand, blissfully unaware of what the right hand is doing. Fuck. On the left hand.
I just love it. It's just like that. He figures it out. He's just so smart, and then he just realizes that, like, ah, damn it, I'm not the, I'm not the guy in charge.
now rewatching this, it makes me think. I kind of want to see what you think of this, because since we found out in the first episode of this season that the trajectory of the plan is already so fucked and just like off of the trajectory of what it's supposed to be, do you think that this Harry finding out the plan is part of the new plan? Like, do we need the second Harry to get us back on track? Like, does he need to know things he wasn't supposed to know before just for this all to get corrected?
That is interesting because, you know, well, hold on. What do you think? How do you feel about it?
Well, me personally, yeah, I feel like, yeah, it would be cool if that is what the deal is, because it's like, yeah, all the stuff that happened with Salvor and Gaal this season. I guess we have to at least assume that it's not part of the plan, because they mentioned at the beginning of the season is like, oh, the shit's totally fucked up. We need to get things back on track. And I feel like this is just one of the many different steps that they're just not aware of to get Salvor and Gaal back, not only just in safety, because they're gonna definitely die without Harry's help in this situation,
right?
But just to get these outliers, I guess, back into the game, as it were, so they can actually affect change in a positive way. The fact that they're in this space in the timeline too is also very interesting. That they're kind of kicking off the effects or the events of the other storyline from this. Like, this is sort of a jumping off point to them affecting everything in the second part.
Yeah.
Or second storyline, rather.
I would have to agree with that. It's just that, well, with the reveal that, you know, that's coming up, that like the you know, this is going unlinearly, then it almost adds to, I don't know. I feel like this next 2 episodes, because I feel like we need to find out what's going to happen with the Gaal pals, right?
Yeah.
Because they are just in the past, right? Or
right.
Like, we have a new frame of reference of like when they are. And that will be kind of like the most illuminating thing. What happens, I think, next episode with Gaal and Salvor is going to really shape what the plan truly is.
Right. Yeah.
Or like what's going to be. Because it did seem like before Harry passed that he did have something up his sleeve. He almost knew that this was going to be his demise or whatever, and he's going to be setting something up for Gaal to intervene in some way or to do their outlier shit. So we'll definitely see if that's going to come to fruition. I forget. Okay, let's see here. Let me put out a good. Let me pick out a good thing. Even though this was a pretty good scene, Constance dad doesn't know that she survived. So she goes back. He goes to the vault and like he prays or whatever. He's not a true believer or whatever, but he has this moment with Harry in the vault. That was good. Whatever. So just gonna skip over that just because it was just kind of like a moment or whatever.
Yeah, it was just a nice little character moment.
Yeah. How about this? Because Constance is about to get her freak on.
Yes, right.
Which I am so happy for her.
Yeah, she finally did it.
Get your bag, girl.
And at first it seemed a little like I like how it was still just kind of cutesy awkward between these two. They were still trying to because Hopper was I don't know. I like the dynamic between these two the whole time where she's obviously way more down to fuck than he is. But he's like, I'm not, opposed to it. I just, I've never had anybody be this aggressive about it, especially someone who's never done it before.
And what's going on is that they landed right outside Terminus, but the place is surrounded. The feds have shown up. Empire has got the place on lockdown. But since they have a little bit of time, they're kind of like out in deep space, not right there, so they haven't been detected yet. So they got some little time to relax. But before we get to that, I'll just name this all Constance. Constance gets her groove back is this section. I do like this little slam here.
Would have imagined it to be uncomfortable being stared at by Empire.
I've met Harry Seldon. I'm used to fame.
I love that. Like, you bitch. Like, I ain't starstruck by you.
And it is interesting though that we had like these two pretty much as close to god-like figures as these humans can get to. We have Empire and Harry, and they're the two gods of this universe. And this guy's met both.
Right. Yeah. That is pretty crazy. Let's see here. Because I remember there was a little bit of this that I thought. Happy Labor Day, everyone, by the way.
Oh yeah, happy Labor Day. Shout out to everybody striking right now.
Yeah.
Very poignant Labor Day for like the most poignant Labor Day we've had in quite some time.
It's like nobody wants to work, nobody wants to pay. So I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's just mostly a situation with them that they here is that it does seem like sorry, I forgot to go back to this.
That apple.
I forgot to go. Oh, there he is. I gotta go back there. There he is. All right. I had to complete the joke. There it is. But it's more of a situation of Day trying to put some doubt into Polly's mind, right?
Yeah.
And he does actually have some points because at the end of the day, he recognizes that they're charlatans trying to just push an agenda, but there is a faith that Paulie has to it. He trusts completely of uh, of the foundation, I should say.
Yeah, and he even like admits, you know, it's like, yeah, we put a little pizzazz on it to make it more colorful, but you know, it is all based in science. So it's interesting. It's just like, is this science based belief system, but there also is belief to it. Like there is a faith that you also have to have in the math and the person who created the math and all that stuff. So it's an interesting blend of faith and science. But as you said, like, yeah, Day is a very smart person. He's a very charismatic person. So he makes some good points. It's a really interesting conversation between the two of them because
I'm just gonna play this clip here because this is actually.
You think you've just taken on the trappings of religion, but once you start kneeling and praying, it's hard to get back to standing and thinking.
That's really
bars.
Great. This bars right there. That's bars. I was like, oh damn, bro, like you kind of got you there. So,
yeah.
Like, you know, like if I was just thinking about that and I'm like trapped and I'm like, God damn it, you kind of right now. You kind of just dropped a jewel.
That's where Day has the leg up in every conversation, is that he has the utmost confidence that everything he's saying is true, more than anyone like believes anything like themselves. Like he comes in with the confidence of 1,000 suns, and you're just like, you come in as like, I'm pretty sure I feel the way I feel. Like he's gonna change your mind when he comes into the argument that, and he's great. And he's terrible, but he's great.
He's very terrible, but he is awesome. And we kind of come back to
Hober Mallow.
Now this is where we get the reveal of the timey-wimey stuff. Gaal gets the information she needs to take down the plates and kind of like get herself out of that hole, the Buffalo Bill prison, and she lets this area at the vault know of Hober Mallow, right?
Right.
Gaal, he's gonna pierce the Empire's hide.
You shouldn't have told me that.
He's like, bro, why did you spoiler alert? Like, come on.
Hey, you got to that part of the book yet? Yo, chill out.
He's like, also Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
You
fucker. Fuck you.
That was on my list. I was gonna watch it this weekend.
Well, yeah.
I can't make you.
Oh, doesn't he already know about this?
If I do, it could change everything.
What's the point of being a thumb? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If the left hand doesn't get to put its thumb on the scale.
Put its thumb on the scale. What's the point of having a thumb?
What's the point of having a thumb? And such great reasoning for that.
It's such great writing. Like I love like this show. Like that's a line that really can't exist in any other story. It's like unless you're also talking about like changing the sands of time. The dialogue in this show is just so incredible. Like you have these great little one-liners that they're just perfectly exemplify what these characters are thinking or where what the situation needs. Like goddamn, it's just so thoughtful. It really makes me want to start reading the book.
You're right. Yeah,
sorry, I'm swearing.
Absolutely. That's okay. Harry Seldon will forgive you. And with this is when we saw at the beginning of the season to get Hober Mallow, right? And I thought it was very interesting because this also implies that when Salvor woke up the Radiant and went into the vault, that's when it started shining. Right. Like all the, white and gold or whatever. Let's see here. If we could get that exterior shot. because that's exactly how the Prime Radiant looks on her.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. So we're watching kind of like the inciting incident of the season. And I was like, oh, shit. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. I was not
Not at
expecting that at
all.
all.
And like because the storylines are so removed, or like so, you know, they're on opposite sides of the universe. I guess I'm stupidly was not expecting them to be in two different story timelines. Like I wasn't expecting a damn. What was the other show that did that? Was it True Detective? That changed the storylines up. Anyway, I'm stretching to make a reference that I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember True Detective season 1 or
yeah, season 1. I feel like there was a timey-wimey thing, but anyway,
might be.
Oh.
Okay, and let's see here. So I'm going to actually now name this section. I'm going to rename the last section that we just did to Time Gets Weird.
Time Gets Weird.
And this one will now be, I believe, Constance gets her groove back.
Constance gets her groove back.
Right here. Now Constance gets her. And oh yeah, there she is. She's got her hair slicked back like a greaser a little bit.
Yeah.
Something Polly never quite embraced.
So not the lockery wine?
She's like, oh no, I don't want to do the. I can't wait until they actually drink that wine.
Right, it's gonna be a great moment when they finally do.
Mm-hmm.
Or I see. Okay. Weird prediction. Just weird prediction.
Okay.
The bottle gets destroyed at the same moment that Constance gets killed. And that is gonna be like you mentioned earlier, Hober Mallow's like his inciting thing that makes him go crazy and be the character we're all expecting him to be. He's gonna look at the broken bottle. He's gonna like, damn.
Yeah. I can actually see that. I can see that. But and also, he has to figure out her real name, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't think he's figured that out yet.
Not categorically.
You're worried this will kill my father?
Cermak? No, arguably that's a plus.
He's like, I wasn't even thinking about that, but that kind of sweetens the deal.
Is something not functioning?
Something not functioning?
No.
Walks over with it, just shuffles over.
Yeah. I love he does the no pants shuffle. That was great.
Yeah. So they get it on. And then let's see here. Oh, so they get it on, and he's just like, all right, now it's time for the bottle. Well, of course.
Spirit Rising, stand down. You've been apprehended in the name of Empire.
And so we know that those are the Paulson couple.
Yeah. Bel Rios and I forget what his homie's name is. But yeah. Bel Rios and Sarah Paulson.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad for them. But I feel like because now that they have fucked, that like it's definitely downhill from here.
Yeah,
like some bad shit is going to happen. They escaped too many times.
Nothing but tragedy. Yeah, and I do feel like with Bel Rios and Sarah Paulson running up on them, like there is gonna, like we mentioned, some decision is gonna have to be made. Where and I would like to say that they're gonna choose to be good guys and join Hober Mallow and Constance. But that's in a more optimistic show. I don't know what this show is gonna do. I just, like you said, I have more of an inkling that there's gonna be tragedy and bloodshed in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Something is going to go wrong. And So what they're doing here, just can you explain this right here?
Yeah, so like what you had mentioned earlier, they kind of realized that the chroma, there was a part of the living mural that wasn't moving,
Right.
and because of that, they realized that like I think it was the old chroma that doesn't react that way, react the same way that the new chroma
Mm-hmm.
does. So I think it was actually even the chroma that she brought to the Empire, like as a gift. I think that that's like part of the old chroma and what would activate the new chroma if you like mix it together. So
Mm-hmm.
they have this idea is like, okay, we'll use this old chroma and activate this or put it on this mural to see if it unlocks something, because there's
Right.
clearly something that's being hidden by the placement of the chroma, the way the
Mm-hmm.
chroma is placed right now. I feel like I said
Mm-hmm.
chroma so many times. Chroma. Yeah, this is cool scene.
And yeah, it kind of like shifts. Kind of like shifts over. Let me see if I can. Don't want to get taken down.
This when they came up with it at first. I'm gonna have to watch that scene a little bit though when they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about Demerzel's necklace thing with the aligned planets.
Yeah, I'm trying
It
to get that pulled up now. I thought it was interesting because the android that is depicted, it scatters away and reveals like bone. Like,
yeah,
it's not very like sci-fi. It's like actually just to its core, like just a human or
yeah,
whatever. And I was like, okay, I feel like that is supposed to mean something,
right, yeah.
right?
Whoever was painting this mural was going off.
Yeah, like
He was
he
like,
put
"Oh shit, I'm putting
layers on
secrets
that,
in here." Yeah,
right?
yes, yes. Very interesting. I'm wondering if maybe we'll find out that robots and humans aren't that different.
Mm-hmm.
God, what is
Or
the
like that
secret? I'm so
effect.
excited to see. I've never been so excited about the next episode until the end of this one. Like,
Right.
it's got me so happy.
And now everyone gets their groove on right here. The two love bugs. Like,
I've been thinking about what you proposed. It's all I've been thinking about.
Yeah, I bet.
But what's going on here?
So this was the device that it doesn't look looks pretty painful. It's a device that unsterilizes him because he's like sterilized or whatever. He can't have kids, and that device is supposed to like allow him to have kids again, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was a little confused by that too.
I was like, shouldn't that go for like on her or something? Right?
Yeah, I thought it
I
was like,
thought
isn't this the
it
thing that
activates like the eggs or or because
But I
there was
think
the whole thing about her like not wanting to have her eggs harvested or something or
right. But I think that she gave him this in the last episode as like a form of de-sterilizing himself.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, it does look very painful.
Are you sure?
Like what?
Yo, would you stab yourself in the stomach to sleep with Sereth?
I mean, she's the queen.
I mean, you are instantly healed right after, so
yeah.
I guess it's not too bad.
Right.
I don't know. I probably do it.
Right. yeah. It's an instant heal. So like, come on, I'm not gonna. I'd probably put myself through worse to get some. Probably. Now that I think about it, if it was like 20-year-old me, yeah, I definitely would.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Day looks like he's like 24 years old. Like I feel like he would definitely jump that hurdle. Oh, Dawn, yeah. And he's definitely in that I'll do anything for pussy stage of his life.
Right. And then this is going to be the ceremony, and this is creepy as hell. It is a get out situation that we have going on here.
Oh yeah, it's very sunken place situation.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can. Okay, yeah. Remember when I told you I was mistaken for a god?
Told you that I was mistaken for a god when I was a little child. I was so protected by my people, felt like a prisoner. Most of the time, I sat on a crystal platform in our tallest sacred tree.
So yeah, she was always presented as a god.
It sounds really sad just sitting in a tree for hours.
Yeah. Just on like a diamond platform or crystal thing.
My life be almost
and then
over,
she
and
just like sat there every single day, and she realized that she wasn't even a young girl anymore, and that she's like old.
That's awful.
It's so awful. It's so awful. And you know, it just caters back to that line that she had a few episodes ago where it's like, you know, just don't praise your children like that. It's very disruptive. And, like it's not a good habit to have.
At first, when she said that, I just honestly saw that as a throwaway, like comedic line.
To like child stars and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, that's very interesting that should be have that like dialogue or kind of social commentary within her world. But no, it like completely relates to her in more ways than one.
Never even gotten to live.
Let's see here. So she found someone else. Her powers have grew to a point where she can you explain this?
Yeah, from what I understand, she found a way to basically like steal the powers of these younger seers that she would come in contact with. She would basically see, she's like, oh, I was seeing a young child, and it's like, oh man, I see how lost and scared I was at that moment, and now I'm gonna take advantage of you and steal all your shit.
Right. I'm gonna hop into your mind.
Yeah, and it's just straight, sunken place you. And yeah, like I thought that was, and I guess that just what revitalizes her and keeps her from getting any older.
Yeah, so she's basically just putting her consciousness into a new mind every time. And it's not a body switch. It's literally just her mentally suppressing the person that she switches over to. And what happens is that that person is just suppressed. Like, okay, let's see here. Let's see here.
Oh, no sound.
Okay, so she would select another child. And then that young girl. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here.
I heard your voice, Gaal.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So apparently she felt Gaal's presence from light years away, calling out from Synax.
From Synax, yeah, that's right.
And she has actually been the one that oh, what's up going on? Hold on. Came back just to kick it. That's what's up. But she is actually the one that has kind of like mentally pushed Gaal to make those choices. And I thought that was very interesting because there was some weird things going on in season 1 when they were kind of like doing her flashbacks or like whatever, that she had this very intense feeling that she needed to leave.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She's saying that she kind of manipulated her into
calling out from Synax more than a century ago. This crackling intelligence just trying not to drown. It was me who planted the seed in your head that you...
That is crazy.
So wild. And I'm not sure how much I like that aspect personally, just because I kind of hate it when It's just like, oh,
it does feel like a bit of a retcon.
Yeah, because I like the idea that Gaal made these decisions herself, and now we have to question if she does have like this if she was inspired by her own intelligence to leave, if she has this own resolve and like ingenuity, or is it just all is this Tellum being the puppet?
It does take a bit of her agency away, right?
Yeah.
It was all started from her, but I am also in the camp that this could all be bullshit, like that she is manipulating her, which to your point, I am hoping that's the way it turns, because again, we don't want Gaal to lose her agency of kicking off the story.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because Gaal does say like, I don't believe that, and Tellum was like, hey, whatever, believe what you want,
right?
In a very gaslight
your
fashion.
body.
Right.
It still worked out for me. Believe this. This description of let's see here.
Are people safe?
What happens to me?
You'll be with me for a time. I heard that little girl for several years, like a voice coming from the bottom of a well.
So gross.
Terrifying.
Like, it's very terrifying.
It's like, oh yeah, you'll scream for probably years, but eventually you'll stop and just your soul will die.
You'll just kind of, it's mind death.
Fuck.
And you'll just cease to exist anymore. It is fun.
Have you ever seen Get Out?
I anger every day till I could only hear the silence. I still listen for her though. Just like I will always listen for you.
Fuck that,
right?
No.
Like she was expecting Gaal to be like, "Oh, that's so sweet." You still listen for her? I hope you listen for me too.
You'll listen to me too. I'll always be with you or something. No.
Fuck. But it's so well performed. Like you can see how poetic Tellum sees the whole situation. It's like she sees it as like this beautiful thing. She's like reasoned herself to think it's like, oh, everything's cool. This is just like the natural order of things, and it'll be beautiful and lovely, and I'll still look out for you.
Yeah.
But no, this is all awful, and you're an awful human being.
Right. And before I do that, I guess that is okay. I just wanted to show like the frequency, or like, because we know that like a lot of their powers or whatever work within frequencies. Everyone has like their own whatever, and you can kind of, it's like a Bluetooth link up.
Yeah.
Getting to sync. And this is kind of like how they represented it, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Oh, help me! Please, you can't.
It is like, once those things like mix up and match the same pattern, then we're gonna blink forever. And yeah,
that was pretty rad. And that with the plates that were over Salvor's head and how she figured out how, like, because those were tuned to her specific psychological frequencies or whatever. So I'm thinking maybe she uses those. That was another thing that was like a little like, okay, I guess we're just gonna gloss past this. When Harry told her, it's like, oh, those frequency machines, they're blocking your specific mind frequency, but they could be used to break rocks. And she was like, okay, cool. Didn't ask like, how do I change it to make it do that?
I did notice that. I did notice that, and I was going to let it slide. I was just like, okay, maybe like they just kind of jump scenes, and he didn't give like the full explanation, and they'll just show it, right?
Yeah,
they'll just show it. But I was like, yeah, like that's it. Like that's all the advice you need right now,
right? But if she's like
just
turning the
went up there
dials
yourself, and
yeah, like in that case, like she could have just went up there and grabbed the thing herself and just start fucking with it,
right?
And it seems like, if we're talking about frequencies and like destroying things, she could have easily like accidentally blown her head up or some shit like that.
Like, how is she withstanding the sonic blast?
Right.
Like, she's holding on to it. It's kind of crazy.
What's the rock frequency?
It was pretty interesting. And let's see here. So this is the end of the episode where we kind of get the all the Cleons, or at least Dusk and Dawn, are kind of piecing things together, right? About Demerzel's purpose.
Yeah, this was an interesting way to close it all out, because I liked how they intercut the 3 scenes together with Dawn talking to Sereth and Dusk talking to Homegirl. I really wish I remember her name, but they're down in the prison, as it were. And Day is with Demerzel. And he's like having this very revealing dialogue about, like, he's like, oh, I always wonder what you see when we're asleep. What's travesties must haunt you, or shit like that.
Like because she has all of the memories.
Yeah,
I want to see Demerzel's file or whatever.
Right? Yeah, yeah, that shit is thick. I bet. God damn.
How many centibytes or whatever? Cantobyte.
How many cantobytes?
Last Empress. Okay, that was the last one, maybe.
Dreads. He'll make it safe. For him or for me.
I don't even think it's safe for Day. You're all just puppets. How much is clear now?
Because they're like, yeah, wait, who does program Demerzel? Like, how does she do that?
Right. Who watches the Watchmen?
Right.
All that we must be missing.
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
What thoughts haunt you?
And yeah, so I remember we were talking about how
a prison for
how Cleon on top, the first Cleon, was being kind of a dick to them. He was just like, you guys are fighting, you're showing, you know what, fuck off. Like, just figure it out. It's like,
just ask Demerzel.
Good advice, right? Like, yeah. Did you ask mom?
Yeah, ask your mother.
Ask your mother basically. First, you fucking come to me with this bullshit. But we figure out that place that they're in is actually a prison.
Yeah,
I guess. And
whom?
The 3 of you. You don't wield the real power.
Yeah, so like people are like, you know, they're all coming to that same conclusion, except for Day. He's still an idiot.
Demerzel is Cleon's
Demerzel is Cleon's only true heir.
And I liked, even though we don't get the answer to what the prison is for, I really like the way it was edited, where
says,
Dusk was like, a prison for whom? And then Sarah says, the 3 of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly. That's how you
sploosh.
Yeah. Y'all getting it. Y'all know. Y'all know how to get me.
His forever empress.
His forever empress. And I was just like, that is so menacing. They're just sitting and like just watching space-time go by. Just sitting there.
It's so good.
So good, guys.
And it makes you really think about, because one of my biggest questions this season was like why she started this relationship with Day. And I think it has a lot to do with, you know, Day has changed because of the alteration of the genetic dynasty. So he has changed. So she naturally has to change a little bit with him. To still be able to manipulate him and give him everything he wants, but still get everything that she wants. Like, and even all the dialogue that she's had with him has been very like leading. It's like sort of she's guiding him where she wants him to go, and making it seem like it's his idea. She's like a master manipulator. God, and it's just I love the end of this episode so much. It was so revealing and so great. Oh, did we freeze? Am I frozen? You look frozen, 9. Am I still? Are we still? I don't know what to do right now. I think we're still going on. I'm going to check the YouTube and see what's going on there and see if we're still on. But I guess I should. Okay, just loading.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Let's see here. Oh, I was going to do, Foundation TV. Just kind of see what the week's memes are. Let's see.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Because I had no idea what was going on.
Sorry. I was just like, oh, this is not looking good. I was like, wait, no, they didn't take us down. No, you can't do this to me.
I was about to be like, so in conclusion,
Right. I'll see you next week. That's all, folks. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Tellum Empire English accent is perfect for this. This big blue fucking dress. I was looking at iPhone event uses the logo that looks very similar to. Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. iPhone, whatever. Let's see if it's got something. Did they add in that music? Because then it's definitely
right.
That is definitely a cult of Foundation.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, as they say.
Yeah, Hober.
Hober.
I would get a Foundation edition iPhone if they drop one of those.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
I need a new phone. My phone is up right now. Like really,
if you're
need a new phone.
If you're listening, I mean, it is Apple TV Plus, so that's an easy cross promotion to do.
Yeah. I think like for sure they're like, oh, nice asset. We're gonna be yanking that. Yeah.
Maybe somebody will watch the show. Actually, I haven't seen what the ratings are for this season. Let me see real quick.
I was gonna pull that up too. Do yourself a favor and rewatch the moment in season 2, episode 1, when Queen Sarah's spaceship arrives on Trantor. Let's see what they got going on here. The first time I saw it was on my phone and it didn't register. Now I was doing a rewatch on a big TV and holy fuck, that scene is cinema ready. The music climax. Oh, I thought he was like, okay. I thought he was saying like, oh, there's like an Easter egg or something that we missed in there. 4 days ago. When did this come out? I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think season 1 sucked, but I do believe season 2 is just so much better, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually one of those shows that I'm like, season 1 is awesome, but when I'm recommending it, I'm like, season 1 is awesome, but season 2 is just like, it's just really my vibe. You just love all of the characters.
For sure. And I like to give shows, especially shows that have like such a big scale or like a whole lot of lore like this. I like to give them at least a couple of episodes in the second season before I just be like, oh, this show sucks. Because there's so much, like any show worth its salt is the first season you'd hope is going to be the worst season because you hope it's just always going to keep getting better and better. And there was definitely like nuggets of awesomeness in the story in that first season. I didn't think it was bad or anything, but there were a lot of parts in there I was just like, okay, I can definitely see where they're going. I have some critiques on this and this and that, but I mean, even if those things I have problems with continue in the next season, I'll still enjoy the show. But I feel like they just streamlined things, got rid of the things that were, I guess, annoying about the first season, and just they've really fucking killed it this time around.
The first season was also like just very brooding. They were leaning into like kind of like the brutalistic empire and more so like the people on the run or whatever facing that first crisis. And then this one is just a they introduced a little bit more lightheartedness to it,
Yeah.
which was unexpected, and I was like, this feels tonally different, but it works.
Yeah, I think is what the show needed for sure.
Um,
I like that meme where it's like the
that's funny.
Demerzel's in the Empire business.
I was going to click on this potential big hint about the fade. Yeah, let's just do it. Okay. Sarah then Dawn in space. Oh, and Sarah's Cloud Dominion spaceship potentially probably leaving Trantor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. If Sarah survives her absolute recklessness, then the Empire deserves to fall because of its sheer incompetence. It's sad not to have a favorite Cleon this cycle, but fortunately, there is still Demerzel. Interesting. People would feel that. Let's see. Behind the scenes picture.
Love it.
Yeah. Constance.
She's great. I hope that she gets all the roles after this.
Yeah.
Like she's been awesome.
For real. Sneak peek, 11 hours ago. Sorry, not sorry, implied, not so for minor. Here. I'm gonna just see what it is first and see if I can share it.
You know, I first see the actress who plays Constance getting like one of those like kind of bullshit roles on a Disney Plus show. Like, you know, it's like fucking Ironheart's best friend or something like that.
Right, yeah. No, I mean she's definitely quippy, and like I feel like if she was in the MCU, that just Constance, that character was in the MCU, people would love her.
Oh yeah,
she would be like a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, she's got that really cool vibe.
So this is the not safe work book.
Because
I thought that cut to them like that was funny.
Yeah.
Respecting and enjoying the. Yeah, she always, always has been.
I did really like that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's right. She's way stronger than him.
Right. Wallpapers and imagery. Whoa.
I did notice that the intro is different than it was the first season of like the sand or the living chroma.
Okay, let's see here. First saves call. Okay. Wow.
That's great. And that just shows how like practical everything was, which is so cool. Like
it's not in the volume. It's not
right.
Yeah, it's like right there.
And this show still is like, you know, we talk about how the volume or, you know, but certain things are cheaper. And practical is probably more exhausting than CGI and stuff like that. But I mean, this show is famously way cheaper than all the Disney Plus shows. So
it's very interesting how that works. I would like for them to release some metrics to see.
Yeah, I want to see the numbers.
Show us the numbers, senpai. Okay, so Foundation.
Yeah, where is this episode?
Wow. So yeah, people really liked this episode.
9.0.
I really did too. I'm not going to give it a 9. I'm still waiting on a 9. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, you're not there yet.
Yeah. Look at this. Like, come on. It's not a 10.
Yeah, people were hype on this.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Everyone that's rating it is only people that are like love the show, I feel like.
Yeah. Which I'm very happy that it's getting the love. Yeah, I'll probably say 8 for me, as well.
It's good. It's good. But I mean, I think like basically every episode this season has been an 8 for me.
Same. Yeah.
It's been so good.
Yeah.
Let's see some reviews.
Like I'm really excited to see where it's gonna go. Like there's no way that either episode 9 or 10 is not gonna be a 9 for me, because I feel like it's just ramping up to a place, unless they just totally shit the bed. Like I'm so excited about the next episode.
Right. I just can't imagine them shitting the bed from here.
Right.
Yeah, adaptation is hard. Salvor continues to kick bottom. Yeah, I just love Salvor.
Yeah.
This season. I don't know. I did not like her that much in the first season, but I love her this season.
Yeah, I saw what they were trying to do with her in the first season, and I liked. I guess I liked a lot of things about the character's trajectory, but not so much about the character herself. But I really like, the things like her dialogue is really awesome. The way that she carries herself. That great moment where they all come and meet Tellum for the first time, and they are all like, Harry does his half-assed recreation of the symbol that they're supposed to. Symbol of respect that they're supposed to do. Gaal does it perfectly, and then Salvor doesn't even attempt to. She just is like, I'm Salvor. Like, I thought that was just like a great representation of all three of their characters, and just a great representation of what they've all been doing this season. And she's been incredible. I want her to marry me if she, just jump out of the fictional world and be my wife.
Please and thank you. I'm just reading. I just wanted to see what people say about, on the low end.
Ooh, yeah, unexciting drivel.
Apparently, there is only something like 5 important people in the entire Foundation universe. One of which is Lee Pace, who must have something incriminating stuff on the producers, since the show is a lot more about him than the actual Foundation, which is technically the show is the story of. This person
very
is
well written.
Dumbass. I'm sorry, but this is crazy. Apparently, there's only something like how many people? There's so many characters in this.
Yo, yeah, like,
this is ridiculous.
Do you want more characters in this show?
There's so many characters.
God
how
damn.
much time do you got? Because they're moving so quickly between like plot lines and giving us as much as the characters as possible, and we really feel it when they like slow down just a little bit. So
yeah,
like what are you talking about? And like give us like some more backstory or whatever, and more context about like what's going on in their heads and what's going to happen. They're fitting all of that in there with so many characters.
Yeah,
what's your problem? The other important person. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to see more of what this guy's saying.
The other important person, Harry Seldon, dies, lives, etc. ad nauseum, only to hold long exposition monologues to make it look like the story has at minimum a homeopathic level of coherence. Now you're just fucking okay. The frankness of the last second saving someone trope emphasizes the lack of excitement of the story, because the show will shamelessly keep folks around for centuries in a show that supposedly is about the slow inevitable grind of history.
So they're upset about the scene where Hober comes in and saves Homegirl at the last second.
I feel like this is for September 1st, so that would have been for this episode.
Yeah, that's lame. That's a lame. I don't know. That feels like all these complaints feel silly.
That is very silly.
Yeah,
and to
like saving people the last second. That's a trope that everybody loves.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think about when that happened before, because Harry Seldon, I thought that was going to happen with Harry in the pool. No, just dropped. They got one over on him, and he just died, right?
And I guess
I get it that but there's so many different Harrys. I don't know. It is his story too, where he is one of those characters that can go through that process of dying and rebirth and whatever.
Yeah, it's not I don't think that it takes the stakes out or anything like that, because he is like you said, he's the only character who really has this ability to live after death. And I mean, I guess we're probably in the next episode gonna get a moment where Salvor saves Gaal at the last second.
Right.
But I mean, again, I don't feel like that is like an exhausting trope, is especially if it's done in an interesting way. Like the way that who saw the way Hober saving Constance, like that was completely unpredictable.
Right.
Like that was incredible.
And it was built up so well too. Like,
yeah, to the point where I was like narratively, even though it would have sucked for her to die, I was like okay with her dying, and like it would have made sense for the story. Like they put me in that place where it's like, okay, this will be an inciting incident, but then they weaved. Like I really enjoyed that.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go more in the middle of the road, maybe there. What? I always wanted to love the series, but it's getting so annoying. Gaal is annoying. Hober Mallow is annoying. The Queen Girl is annoying. But what's even more annoying is how we're so close to Hook Me, like the book series Hook Me, but they give up. They just don't dare. Foundation is sometimes called the sci-fi Game of Thrones, but it's not even close. No one dies really. I can't take the danger seriously because I know it doesn't matter. That's lazy writing, and I really wanted to love this. Despite everything, I will keep watching only because of the Cleon part, not the Queen. Sarah Demerzel is a really interesting character, and the reveal at the end was fantastic. You're saying Queen Sarah the shit? Like, she's been like one of the most compelling parts of the Cleon story this whole season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
I feel like a lot of this hate is coming from people who are in love with the books, and I heard a little bit of that in the first season too. People saying like the first season sucked, and their main gripes were comparisons from the narrative of the books. And I was like, I didn't read the book, so maybe that's why I'm enjoying it so much. I don't have anything to compare it to. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Even though somebody doesn't die every episode, I still feel like they're stakes.
Right.
This person's like, I wouldn't compare it to Game of Thrones.
I think this is really funny because this is like they are like saying this is exactly some of the sentiments that we thought of, but we kind of see it as a positive, good direction for the story. And they read, do not turn this into a Disney cliche, please. I feel like this is turning from a great and rather serious sci-fi series into a cheesy Disney-style cliche of a production. Interesting, because I did say like the Marvel quippiness is up, right?
Right.
The parts which focus on the Empire storyline and the Foundation are amazingly good. So are most of the Gaal, Salvor, Harry parts. But every time Hober enters the scene, the cringe factor just goes through the roof. That is very interesting because I could see that the first time that we meet him, I was just like, whoa, this is a bit goofy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about all this. But I was like, I actually like it. They're executing it well.
Yeah, same. Like when when he was first introduced, I was just like, I don't know if I like this dude, but he's definitely grown on me a lot. Just his acting and the character himself. Because I can see how it could be kind of jarring because it is a tone that's not. We don't have any characters that talk like him or Constant or Polly, really.
Right.
But those three characters have really lightened it up a lot. And I think for the better because we still get those really heavy, weighty moments and really cerebral moments with all the characters. It's just more balanced now, so we don't like they don't have to. I don't know, like they brought in a wider audience, in my opinion, in that sense.
And I think it's even more fascinating because we know that he has this potential to turn heel completely.
Right.
So I'm like, we have to have something happen that fills that gulf, right?
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting regarding his character. They say, while he is a decent actor, I think the casting choice of Hober Mallow is not appropriate and the role badly written, unless they want to ride the sexy, funny space pirate trope. I mean, they are. He is totally, that is what they're doing. And I'm all for it. The sex scene between him and the priest is necessary for the plot. No, necessary for character development. Also, no, I think it actually absolutely is.
I think that's
and it wasn't like a gratuitous sex scene or whatever. Next time
No.
we see them, they're just like, oh, you know,
Right. Yeah.
like laid out.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, we've all seen gratuitous sex scenes,
Right? Yeah,
or the idol or
you
whatever.
cannot say that every scene in Game of Thrones, sex scene in Game of Thrones, was like really important or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't crazy. Do we want a Jack Sparrow of the skies? Hard no. A little bit, yes.
Actually, yeah. Like, so it's funny, is despite Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp all over the internet and the world, that character, especially in that first movie, is awesome. Like, he's Han, or you want to use Han Solo as a different like archetype for what they're trying to do here. It's just it's or Mal Reynolds. There's so many different types of this character in sci-fi and fantasy and shit. And I don't know why you would want to push back from that. It's still a cool character. I get you not liking the actor or whatever. But yeah, I think it's cool. And like you mentioned, I think it's a little premature to say that this isn't a character moment, that them sleeping together, because like we mentioned, we feel like this is going to be added emotional motivation for them to, for Hober Mallow to act if something were to happen to Constance.
And I know it's like important. It's because they were dropping these things to be happening, like with the wine, with her outright saying it from the very first time that they start talking to each other. I'm like, yeah, girl, get it. You know what I mean? And for it to happen, finally, kind of locks into this idea that whatever happens between these two, if it breaks apart, then that's going to be devastating, right? Like they're linked now, and they're going all the way through this. So
and then, like we mentioned before, the show is really good about trimming fat and trimming things that don't really matter. So I don't think this romance, especially all the hints that they've been dropping throughout the season that they are attracted to each other, they might hook up in the future. I don't think that's gonna be not important at all by the end of all this.
Exactly. So yeah, and while I did not think the other reviews are helpful, I will say that I don't agree with this review, but I do think it is helpful because I can totally understand where this person is coming from.
Right. Yeah, same.
And then let's see if we can no percent. And then 9 to 10 is just going to be ass eating. Like, well, yeah. Fucking love it. Superb. Let's see if there's a okay.
Lee Pace have my babies.
Such a cool metaphor when you realize they are wheels within wheels. While I think it was obvious that not all of Ignis was as it seems, I really did see that coming. I really didn't see that coming. In many ways, events on Trantor were more predictable. Well, apart from that, obviously, they're really trying not to spoil anything.
Yeah.
We have people of all sorts. We have people of all sorts on potentially reckless paths, secrets properly foreshadowed, yet still thoroughly surprising. Empire's arrogance and self-confidence, a transgression against the gods by another name. Look it up, because Asimov had a novel named for what comes next. Okay, I have no idea. And Demerzel is either in for a mighty shock or is setting the stage. Yes. Salvor continues to kick bottom. Yes. And also give me an army of Becky's. Yes. Adaption is hard, man. And it is so good when it is so well done. I actually completely agree with this. I mean, a lot of it, again, just to go back to that 1-star review, like there's so many characters and so many things happening, and there's a lot of chess pieces that are really moving in jest with each other properly here.
Yeah.
It's very tight, very, very tight.
Yeah, there's so many characters that we've had episodes where they don't even focus on the other plot, right? Like we've had episodes where they just focus on Harry and Salvor. We've had episodes where they just focus on all those other guys.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really I do remember specifically there, like I think 2 episodes where we didn't see the Gaal pals at all.
Yeah, it's just though, yeah. But it also now makes way more sense with that reveal
Yeah.
that the Gal Pals actually started this inciting incident for the other plot line
Mm-hmm.
with the brothers, and then with how that relates with Hobart using the whisper ships, and then how that
Yeah.
relates with the Cleons taking more action. That is all so good to me.
Yeah.
That makes more sense of like why they are missing than in the future, because they are not, we're about to see what they would be up to during those episodes that we didn't get to see them,
Right.
because
Right.
that's now leading up to that whole conflict on Terminus. And it works. It works so goddamn well.
So well. Everything's coming together like butt cheeks.
We in there
Love
like
it.
swimwear. Love it. But yeah, we are at 2 hours and 11 minutes now, and I believe that is all we have. So how about we start rounding this up on that note? How are you feeling? Do you have
I'm feeling
anything
good,
to,
man.
yeah, you feeling good
I
about
mean,
the show?
nothing else really to add other than I'm really excited to see how this season ends. This has been the most like anticipatory, that's the word I just made up, episode of the season so far. Like I cannot wait to see what happens next. And yeah, like I'm excited to see how Salvor and the Gal Pals intertwine with this Empire storyline. We haven't seen them interact with the Empire at all the first season or this season, so I'm excited to see how that all ties
That's
together.
right. Yeah, that is right. And not that like it really matters that they like meet up face to face, but that actually is going to probably happen soon. And yeah, I agree. I'm very excited for that. Let's see here.
Also, Leah Harvey, if you're listening and you just want to like jump on the pod, jump on the stream, talk about Foundation, or actually you can't do that. It's the strike. Well, if you want to just like have a coffee, get a fish sandwich, do whatever, just hit us up.
I'm pretty sure I'm following her on Instagram. Let me just make sure. Dude, crazy. How many Instagram followers do you think she has?
It's just the way you said that. I feel like it's going to be a disrespectfully low number. I'm going to guess on the high end, maybe 15,000. 15,000 followers.
Oh, I was not following any of the Gal Pals. Wow.
Oh shit.
That's crazy. I'm gonna pop it up on screen.
Let's see. The disrespect.
The disrespect.
Oh my gosh.
The disrespect. I'm gonna
that
follow these motherfuckers.
Yo. This show doesn't have enough viewers. Cause oh my god, everybody who watches Foundation has to be following her on Instagram, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just started following, so
oh my gosh, she's so incredible.
She is so amazing in this. Yeah, I mean, 8 weeks ago was their last post because can't do shit.
Yeah. Can't do
talk
shit.
about it. Can't talk about it. Don't mention it. Oh, but how many do you think that Lula Bell has?
Oh, Lula Bell. I would assume that she has a little bit more. She's like the face of the show.
Right.
I would guess 10,000. I'll guess 10,000.
26. She's doing
okay.
Better.
All right. She's doing better. But wait, hold on a second. Does Leah not even have the blue check?
Yeah, she has.
Okay, she does. Okay.
I was going to say
they
that
don't disrespect my girl.
Right. That is disrespectful. Jared Harris. I feel like he's
probably got.
He's got enough. Yeah. I mean, still lower than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, you know what? Leah Harvey. come on the show. I'm sorry, but like that subscriber count is like, okay, well, that follower count is like, maybe we can
come
get
hang
up
out.
and just hang out. We can't really talk about the show, but I don't know. Come hang out.
Yeah, if you want to talk about, we're gonna be talking about Jingle All the Way soon. So if you want to, you're just gonna come talk about that.
Okay. But on that note, for real this time,
For real.
how about we get us going? Thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait until Friday. I think they even come out Thursday nights, and I think I might be watching it right on Thursday.
Shit.
I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Hopefully, I don't know what you're going to be doing next weekend, but maybe we can
let's try for
get it like right off the bat or whatever, you know.
Yeah, let's try for Saturday or whatever.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. Sorry guys that we haven't been being a consistent schedule. I know
that's
that
my fault mostly. I spent 22 hours getting drunk and watching Bruce Wayne, so that's my fault.
Insanity. But yeah, we had such a great time talking about this episode, and we'll be having a great time for the remaining two episodes.
2 episodes left.
Fantastic. Can't wait. And where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise YouTube, all the internet things at The Drunk Banthas, where me and my brother talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. We also have the podcast, video analysis videos that go up every once in a while, and our show Does It Hold Up that comes out every other Monday at 4:20, where we revisit Hold Up. Absolutely. That's our show where we revisit classic genre films to see if they still hold up. And our new episode just dropped today of Page Master with Random Internet Guys, so guys check that out.
Awesome. I'm gonna already just put that up there. It's gonna get that like right now.
Hello, nerds. I'm Jedi Master Grace.
I'm just gonna watch this whole video on stream. But yeah, and that is the Drunk Banthas. The link is in the description below if you have a hard time finding it.
But where can the people find you, Nine?
Right here on YouTube. Big announcement. We are going to be starting a new channel. It's going to be called Nerds at Night. And a lot of the live streams are going to be moving to that. I know that you guys are mostly here. Matter of fact, the people that are here are probably going to be interested in that. And if you're not here, then you're not going to even hear this announcement. So, yeah, but most of my audience, most of my subscribers are not tuning into the live streams. But we want to have this collaborative effort on a new channel, where the Drunk Banthas, myself, Unfiltered Bachelors, and the rest of the 9 Nerd Yard crew are going to be kind of like pivoting all of the more live content, more sandboxy. We're going to be playing around with that. So once that's up and running, we'll definitely be plugging in more, and would appreciate you guys going and subscribing to that once we get everything planned out.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, other than that, I got some more videos in the works, and you can hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and also the Discord, where we're always talking about some silly stuff. Yeah, hit me up. But for now, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Labor Day. Don't get too drunk before you have to go to work tomorrow. You better go to work tomorrow, okay? Before everything's over. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And Movan, man, thank you so much for carrying the chat. Really appreciate you. All you other motherfuckers, stop being so shy and say hi next time. We got 2 more episodes left, and we'll try to be consistent on the days and the time for you guys to like just check in a bit better. But for now, that is it from the city planet of Trantor. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Stay safe, you beautiful nerds.
See you, nerds. Bye.